The sound of a sledgehammer hitting my kitchen wall woke me at 7 a.m. on Saturday. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand, checking the security camera feeds I'd installed throughout the house 3 months ago, right after my brother Marcus had made his first suggestion about renovations. On the screen, I watched Marcus and his contractor friend demolishing my perfectly functional kitchen. My mother stood nearby, directing them toward the vintage cabinets I'd spent 6 months restoring. "Those old cabinets have to go," Mom said on the camera audio. "The whole kitchen is dated. We'll do white shaker cabinets, quartz countertops, really modernize the space." I pulled on clothes and headed downstairs, my bare feet crunching on drywall dust that now covered my hardwood floors. "Morning, Claire," Marcus said cheerfully, sledgehammer in hand. "Hope we didn't wake you. Wanted to get an early start on the renovation." "What renovation?" I asked carefully. "The family renovation." Mom and Dad agreed. "This house needs serious updating. We're starting with the kitchen, then the bathrooms, maybe add a deck out back. Really increase the property value." I didn't agree to any renovation. Marcus laughed, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Claire, come on. You've been living in this house rent-free for what, 5 years? It's time to contribute. These upgrades benefit everyone." Rent-free. In the house I'd purchased at age 29 for $520,000. Fully renovated myself and owned free and clear. "Marcus, this is my house. I own it. You can't just demolish my kitchen." "We looked into it," Dad said, appearing from the garage with a box of tile samples. "Family property can be improved by family members for the collective good. We're not changing ownership, just making the house nicer for everyone." "For everyone?" I repeated. "You don't live here yet," Mom said meaningfully. "Marcus and Stephanie are thinking about moving in. They need more space with the baby coming, and this house is too big for you alone anyway." I stood in the ruins of my kitchen watching my brother demolish walls, my parents plan my displacement, and understood exactly what was happening. They were taking my house. Slowly, systematically, under the guise of improvements. "I need coffee," I said quietly. "I'm going out." "Bring back donuts for the crew," Marcus called as I left. In my car, I pulled out my phone and called my real estate attorney, James Patterson. "James, they started. They're demolishing my kitchen right now. Without permits? Without anything. They think they have legal right to renovate because I'm family." "Jesus. Okay, I'm calling the city building department. This is an illegal renovation on property they don't own. How fast can you get me proof of ownership?" "I'll send the deed in 2 minutes. James, they think I live here rent-free. They have no idea I own it." "How is that possible?" "I never told them. I wanted to see if they'd respect me without knowing about my money." I laughed bitterly. Turns out they don't respect me even with a house. They just want to steal it. "Send me everything. Deed, title, insurance, tax records. I'm getting a building inspector out there today." I'd purchased this house 5 years ago with cash from my work as a software architect. My annual salary was $340,000, plus stock options worth roughly $2 million. I owned 3 other rental properties and had a portfolio worth $4.8 million. But my family thought I was a struggling freelance web designer barely making rent. Because I'd let them think that. Because I'd wanted to know who they really were. Now I knew. I sent James the documentation and drove to a coffee shop watching my security cameras on my phone. Marcus had moved from the kitchen to the bathroom, already ripping out my vintage clawfoot tub. "This old thing has to go," he told the contractor. "We'll do a walk-in shower, double vanity, really modernize it." That tub had cost me $3,000 to restore. It was original to the 1920s house. My phone rang. "James, building inspector is en route. Inspector Rodriguez, been with the city 20 years. She's not going to be happy about this." "How long?" "She's 10 minutes out." "Claire, this is going to get ugly. Are you ready?" "I'm ready." I drove back, arriving just as Inspector Rodriguez pulled up in her city vehicle. She was 50s, no-nonsense expression, carrying a tablet and wearing a badge that said, Building Safety Division. "You're Claire Hoffman?" she asked. "Yes." "They're inside actively demolishing." "Without permits, I assume?" "Without permission. They don't own the property." Her expression hardened. "Let's go." The demolition had progressed significantly. My kitchen was now just studs and exposed plumbing. Marcus was in the bathroom with a crowbar, the vintage tub already disconnected. "Excuse me." Inspector Rodriguez's voice cut through the sound of destruction. "Stop work immediately." Marcus looked up, annoyed. "Who are you?" "Inspector Rodriguez, City Building Department. I need to see your building permits for this renovation." "Permits?" Marcus looked confused. "This is a family house. We don't need permits. Any structural modification, plumbing work or electrical work requires permits." "Who's the property owner?" "That's a family matter," Dad started. "It's a legal matter. I need the property owner's signature on permit applications before any work continues." "Who owns this property?" "Technically Claire does," Mom said dismissively. "But it's a family decision." "Technically." Rodriguez turned to me. "Miss Hoffman, do you own this property?" "Yes, fully. I purchased it 5 years ago." "And did you authorize this renovation?" "No. I woke up to them demolishing my kitchen." Rodriguez pulled out her tablet, typing rapidly. "Then this is illegal construction on property without owner consent. All work stops immediately." He turned to Marcus. "Are you licensed contractors?" "We're family," Marcus said. "We're helping." "Are you licensed contractors?" Rodriguez repeated. "No, but..." "Then you're performing unlicensed construction work, which is also illegal. Everyone needs to leave this property immediately." "You can't kick us out," Dad said, his voice rising. "This is family business. Claire, tell her this is ridiculous." "It's not ridiculous," I said quietly. "It's my house. You don't have permission to be here, and you definitely don't have permission to demolish it. We're improving it." Mom protested. "For everyone's benefit. Marcus and Stephanie need a place to live. Then Marcus can buy his own house. This one is mine." "You don't appreciate anything," Marcus said, dropping his crowbar with a clang. "We're trying to help you, and this is the thanks we get?" Inspector Rodriguez stepped between us. "This property is now under stop work order. No further construction is permitted without proper permits and owner authorization. The violations I'm seeing: unpermitted demolition, unlicensed work, structural modifications without inspection. These carry serious fines." "Fines?" Dad's voice cracked. "We're not paying fines for improving our daughter's house." "Your daughter's house that you don't own and didn't have permission to modify," Rodriguez said flatly. She pulled out official forms. "I'm issuing citations for unpermitted construction. Each violation carries a fine of $500 to $5,000, depending on severity. Preliminary count: 6 violations. Total fines, approximately $18,000. The room went silent. $18,000? Mom whispered. "Plus restoration costs," I added. "You demolished a $40,000 kitchen and a $3,000 vintage bathtub. You'll be paying to fix everything you destroyed." "We're not paying for anything," Marcus shouted. "This is insane. We were helping." "You were committing property crimes," Rodriguez corrected. "Destruction of property, trespassing, unlicensed construction. Ms. Hoffman could press criminal charges if she wanted." I pulled out my phone, opening the security camera footage. I have everything recorded. The demolition, the conversations about moving in without my permission, all of it. Dad's face went pale. "Claire, you can't be serious. We're family. Family doesn't demolish each other's property without permission. Family doesn't plan to displace each other. Family doesn't assume they have rights to assets they don't own." "We didn't know you actually owned it," Mom said desperately. "We thought you were just living here, that the family owned it collectively." "Why would you think that? The deed is in my name. The mortgage, which doesn't exist because I paid cash, would have been in my name. The property taxes come out of my account. What exactly made you think this was family property?" Silence. "You assumed," I said quietly, "because you've always assumed I'm struggling. That I can't afford anything. That I need your help and your charity. You never asked about my career, my finances, my life. You just decided I was failing and acted accordingly." Inspector Rodriguez cleared her throat. "I need everyone except the property owner to leave. No. If you attempt to return and continue construction, I'll have the police involved." "Claire," Marcus tried one more time, "please. Stephanie and I need this house. Our apartment is too small for the baby. You're alone here. It makes sense. What makes sense is you buying your own house with your own money instead of stealing mine. We're not stealing. We were going to let you stay in the downstairs bedroom after we converted the upstairs. After you converted my master suite into your bedroom? How generous. I shook my head. Get out. All of you. Take your contractor, your tools, your renovation plans. Get out of my house. They left slowly, Marcus still arguing, Mom crying, Dad silent and furious. After they were gone, Inspector Rodriguez walked through the damage with me, documenting everything for her report. The fines will be sent to whoever pulled the permits, she said. Since no one did, they'll default to the property owner unless you file a complaint identifying the actual parties responsible. I'll be filing that complaint. Good. For what it's worth, Ms. Hoffman, I've been doing this 20 years. I've never seen someone's family destroy their house while claiming to help. This is beyond renovation disputes. It's theft, I said. They were taking my house, piece by piece, until they'd pushed me out completely. After she left, I stood in my demolished kitchen, my ruined bathroom, and called my attorney again. James, I need you to file formal complaints against Marcus Hoffman, Robert Hoffman, and Patricia Hoffman for property damage, trespassing, and any other charges that apply. Criminal or civil? Both. I want restraining orders. I want them banned from the property. And I want full restitution for damages. Consider it done. The legal proceedings took 3 months. My family hired an attorney who argued they'd been acting in good faith, trying to improve family property. My security camera footage destroyed that argument completely. The recordings showed Marcus explicitly planning to move in, Mom discussing how to convince Claire to move out gracefully, Dad calculating how much equity they could pull from the house once they took ownership. They'd been planning to steal my house. Systematically. Completely. The judge was not sympathetic. Final ruling. $63,000 in damages for kitchen restoration, bathroom repairs, and property cleanup. Restraining orders preventing them from coming within 500 feet of my home. The $18,000 in building department fines upheld and assigned to Marcus and my parents jointly. Marcus declared bankruptcy 6 months later. The baby came and they moved into a tiny 2-bedroom rental. My parents sold their house to pay their portion of the judgment and fines. Downsized to a condo. They never apologized. Just sent lawyers letters claiming I'd destroyed the family over minor misunderstandings. Minor misunderstandings. They demolished my kitchen and planned my eviction. I renovated the house myself. Proper permits, licensed contractors, everything documented and legal. The kitchen is beautiful now. Custom cabinets, professional-grade appliances, exactly what I wanted. The bathroom has a new vintage clawfoot tub. Cost me $4,000 to find one comparable to what they destroyed, but it was worth it. My brother's family drives past sometimes. I see them on the security cameras, slowing down, looking at what could have been theirs. What was never theirs. What they tried to steal with sledgehammers and false assumptions. The building inspector's report is framed in my office. A reminder that property rights matter. That ownership is legal, not emotional. That family doesn't mean entitled to everything you've built. The little house they'd planned to upgrade and inhabit? It's mine. All mine. And always will be. No permits required for that truth. Just a deed, a backbone, and the willingness to call the city when your family decides to demolish your life. Best call I ever made.